I'm a
Yep.
business analyst and a project manager. I launched my company, Thynk Innovation, 2 years ago, and I've been working with law firms for a while now. My dad is a lawyer. He
Uh-huh.
passed away, but I've been into
Yeah,
law
I
for
understand. Yeah.
yeah. So I've been working with law firms for the past couple of years as a corporation, and I've always been noticing that there's a disconnect between law firms and the service providers out there. So I'm starting to launch this podcast to share about the differences between uh, how lots of words are going around AI, and we're trying to see like what does it mean for law firms and what these tech companies are really selling. Because
Uh-huh.
as a service provider myself, I provide consultancy on these softwares and
Mhm.
on implementation and such. But there's always there's always an issue between when law firms come to select the best product because they select the product based on what it does and not what it does for them. And this is when I'm always called, look, we selected X and it's not working for us. How can we fix it? And this is this is what I'm trying to unveil here in this podcast that I'm starting
Okay.
up, and hopefully it will help law firms. And thank you for the brief introduction about your firm. And right now, it's the way your business model is. I believe it's the right one to go because I always see people being overbilled because they are training junior lawyers but billing them at a higher level, and so. That's a good approach. It keeps you more in touch with your client, and
Hmm.
it keeps you more knowing what your clients want. This is
Yeah,
how I see
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask how the typical day looks for you, usually, other than it starts with your 5 mile run in the heat.
Right.
So, uh, so for someone in your position here, is it are you daily in touch with your client? How do you update them? How do you talk to them? Oh, how
Well,
how
what I
how does it
do is
work?
the first introduction call I personally have with the potential client. After that, I'll introduce them to the appropriate Kohler Law attorney. Um, and then I'll be in the background. We'll set up a three-way online meeting. I'll be basically sitting in the background and just listening and introduce myself as obviously at the first part, and then make comments. And after that, it typically goes extremely well because of our very low billable rate, and then a retainer agreement will be sent. And then I'll be CC'd on all communications between my attorney and the new client.
That's so you oversee the whole interaction with your clients as well. So
Yes,
you're always knowing the what's up, what's being updated,
yes.
what's the latest issues.
Yes.
And what what do you think your clients say best about you as a firm?
Well, they really like the experienced former general counsel attorney doing the work. As I mentioned, there's no juniors doing the day-to-day legal. It's always the 30 plus year attorney all doing all legal work, and or 25 plus, but most of attorneys, Kohler Law attorneys, have 30 plus general counsel previously. And so we fit in so well because our billable rate is extremely low relative to other large law firms. And to be honest, all of our clients use a big law firm as well because everyone knows their name. No big deal. We do the day-to-day business related legal needs for them at an incredibly low billable rate. That's why we fit in.
I also see that you also provide advisory for from HR to intellectual property and daily business needs, IP rights and such.
We do.
And I'm wondering if when you talk to your clients about certain aspects of these issues like IP or HR, does the term about AI, is it being brought over? Like, do you feel any concerns that your clients are having regarding AI or how firms are using them?
No, because we can assist them with that as well. The only thing that Kohler Law does not do is litigation. So if it comes to litigation, we'll refer them to a litigation attorney, a very experienced litigation attorney, and it'll be an agreement between that client and that new law firm. No big deal. That's how we've always practiced law for 25 plus years.
And with the new technologies coming up and emerging, and now more law firms are coming into the market more than ever. What are the biggest challenges you anticipate coming up in the next 6 to 12 months in the market?
There's not really, there's nothing that comes to mind, to be honest, because the attorneys have so much experience, and they can also just question other attorneys that they personally know, no big deal. So it's never been an issue. We do it, we can practice all types of law, and as former general counsel attorneys, Kohler Law attorneys, they know a ton of other attorneys, obviously, and so they can reach out to them personally and then just get some more, ask them some questions, and it's a done deal. So that's how it's worked so well.
That's great. And what do you deploy? Have you ever recently deployed any AI solutions or automations to help you with your daily work
Well,
within your firms?
my attorneys do some of that themselves, because I'm personally not practicing law anymore, because I made a lot of money in California starting and selling those high tech companies. So I just prefer, as I mentioned before, I just refer all the potential client to the appropriate co-law attorney, and then it's usually I'm in the background of the first conversation, and it's up, basically it's the attorney and the new client going back and forth, and I'll be CC'd on all emails, because I want to keep in mind on what's going on.
I completely understand. That's
So
that's the you've got the bird's view of how the company is operating and
yes,
such. And I was just wondering if your attorneys started bringing up we need some solutions to help our work a little bit easier, like
no, because they're
contract
so expensive.
summarizing tools
No,
or
I've never had that. That issue has never come up.
they never. Okay. Do you think
Yeah.
it will be coming up soon later when new attorneys come into the market? Especially
Well,
now that everybody's the next 5 years will be using some
that's
sort of.
correct. I understand that. And my attorneys know that as well. So they, because of their experience, they know what's going up, and they also have the knowledge to get ready for things that are coming up as well. So I never had that issue, to be
You
honest.
never had it, but maybe I was thinking if maybe some of your attorneys have brought up a struggle for them to adopt AI,
It's
or
never
they
been a
don't
struggle, because
never.
they're so experienced. It's never been a struggle that's
Yeah,
been brought to my attention. It could be a struggle on their part that they
yeah.
can crack that on their own, but it's never been an issue that's been brought up to Kohler Law itself, or me personally, or any of my attorneys. So I've never had that issue arrive.
Okay, then that's great to hear. But do you anticipate in any way how technology is changing up how the legal field is working? Do you see how it's gonna move forward? Like what do you think the next business model of a law firm is gonna look like?
Well, we're so low cost. That's why clients love us. It's just our very, very extremely low billable rate. That's why Kohler Law fits in so well. But they're not dealing with a junior. It's only a 30 plus year attorney doing the work. And that's so I can't answer your question, because
Yeah.
to be honest, I don't follow it.
You believe the strongest suit for you is the experience you bring in at the low cost of
Exactly.
at the low
Precisely.
cost of servicing your client.
Yes.
And do you think you can lower your cost in any way possible using any automation or tech
No,
tools
because we're
or
so low cost. And I made a lot of money, to be honest, when I lived in California, starting and selling those high tech companies myself. So I pay my attorneys extremely well. And so but I don't imagine lowering the billable rate, because it's extremely
no,
low cost.
not lowering the billable rate. Actually, I was talking about increasing your margins on the billable rates by using some automations or
Oh,
AI
I
tools.
see.
Like
I don't expect that. I haven't.
spending weekly on like 2 hours on admin tasks, it can be spent 1 hour, and that 1 hour can be billed to the client as well, for example.
Well, it's never been an issue.
No,
So when the time arises, I'll definitely look into that further. But right now, it's not been an issue.
that's great. That's great. And what's your advice to the new and upcoming lawyers coming up?
Well, it's just their experience, former general counsel only, and just fit in Law's model of only high tech legal. That's all we do, high tech legal.
Yeah, but any advice for the new and upcoming lawyer who might be listening to us later?
No, we just want to know that they have that, they know what's going on in high tech and they have a background in that as well. That's about it. And then typically what happens, I'll have the first introduction call with the new potential client or attorney rather. And if it goes well, then I'll send them an agreement, a Kohler Law agreement, so they can be of counsel for Kohler Law.
Okay, that's interesting. And do you see any part universities should be doing, bringing up new lawyers and using new ways of teaching, or do you think they should be fine the
No,
way
they're
they're doing
fine.
it right now?
As I mentioned, it's got to be a 30 plus year attorney, so they're not in school.
No, they're not at school, but I'm talking about maybe if you see it from a university perspective, they should change their approach on legal education.
No, I've never thought about that, to be honest. So it's not something I can answer correctly.
Okay. Well, any message for you to the audience about
No,
your
no,
firm?
no. My attorneys are very experienced. We really appreciate them, Kohler Law, and all of my other attorneys appreciate the new attorneys that come on board. So that's about it. So we're only high tech. They've got to be focused on high tech, day-to-day legal. That's all we do. And that's why these big public companies come to us also, because it's so low cost. It's just the day-to-day business-related legal needs that we can do at such an extremely low billable rate.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you for your time. Really
Yeah, thank
appreciate it.
you. I appreciate
It was
speaking with you.
nice speaking to you.